Everyone thinks that INFPs are just soft-spoken dreamers who can't handle conflict, but as an INFP myself who has been through plenty of conflict, I know that emotional depth can make our personality type one of the most fascinating and unpredictable characters at your table. Greetings, travelers. Sherman here from Geek Psychology. If you're wanting to create a character that is something new, something unique, but you're kind of worried that it might feel a little too feels heavy, then this video will give you 3 different variations that you might want to bring into your game. I'll tell you how you can change the INFP personality type into 3 unique character concepts that will surprise both you and your party. And the third one really leans into the imaginative side of INFPs and less on the emotional aspects. So let's meet the INFP, or the innovating soul as I call it within the RPG model. INFPs are idealistic dreamers exploring idea space for self-discovery and the meaning of life. It's a bit intense. What makes us unique is our combination of deep authenticity and an unwavering commitment to personal values. Our main abilities based off our personality type and the cognitive functions, which I'm not going to get too deep into in this video, are introverted feeling, or what I call resonance. And this is like a moral compass that never fails. It's always pointing towards what is important to the user. It's our inner alignment system that really helps us understand deep motivations in others because we're reflecting on it through ourselves first. How did we feel in this situation? And next is innovating, or technically called extroverted intuition. This is our auxiliary function. And you can think of it as like a reality bending ability that lets us see infinite possibilities. It's this power to connect seemingly unrelated dots and find creative solutions to problems. So what we're going to do is we're going to springboard using innovation, using extroverted intuition, springboard from the different core concepts of the INFP personality type into different character classes. To heal others is to understand their pain as your own. Amidst the chaos of battle, the soul tender stands calm and focused, mysterious threads of life force connecting them to their chosen ally. As enemies strike, the damage ripples across the ethereal bonds, dispersing among the duo rather than falling heavily on any one of the people. Their empathy manifests as literal shields of shared resilience. The first archetype is the soul tender. This is perfect for clerics, divine soul sorcerers, celestial warlocks. One of the core powers is introverted feeling, FI, resonance, manifesting as deep empathetic bonds that create literal life-sharing connections. If you're an INFP, you probably resonate with that description. It's a very intense one-on-one connection. Some of the gameplay mechanics could be a primary stat focus on wisdom or charisma. Some of the key skills might be medicine, religion, insight. Some of the background options could be an acolyte or a folk hero. And the combat style could be a reactive healer who creates protective bonds and redistributes damage. Maybe a character hook that you might want to consider is that they're driven by this intimate understanding of another person's pain, and they seek to share that burden literally and metaphorically. It's like a merging with the other person. Every scar tells a story. Every wound becomes a masterpiece. The Pain Artisan stands at battlefield's edge, their canvas absorbing the darkness of enemy curses and corruptions. With each brush stroke, they transmute suffering into strength, turning deadly hexes into swirling auras of power that bolster their allies. And the second archetype is the Pain Artisan. This is perfect for a bard, maybe the College of Creation, warlock, aberrant mind sorcerer. The core power is using introverted feeling again and the emotional depth to understand pain intimately enough to transform it. Now, I'm going to get a little geeky here. Introverted feeling is not specifically about emotions. It's feelings. It's a value-based assessment of, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Do I like this? Do I not like this? But because we spend so much time trying to understand how I feel about a thing, we tend to give emotions a lot of weight and value, and we trust them. We feel that they're very important things to pay attention to. The primary stat focus would be charisma. Key skills would be performance, arcana, maybe investigation. Some background options, a haunted one, a guild artisan, and the combat style would be like a debuff absorber who converts negative effects into party buffs. You got to play with your GM on this one. The character hook could be like that they seek to prove that even the darkest experiences can be transformed into something beautiful. Reality is merely one of infinite possibilities. The Dreamwalker moves through reality like a lucid dreamer, pulling fragments of imagination into reality. Enemies find themselves confounded as dream logic overtakes battlefield physics, while allies discover their wildest tactical imaginations becoming real. And the third archetype is the Dreamwalker. This is perfect for illusion wizard, an Archfey warlock, or wild magic sorcerer. The core power for this one is a focus on extroverted intuition, innovation, exploring, and it manifests as the ability to blur the lines between dreams and reality. So some of the gameplay mechanics, again, to focus on would be the stats of intelligence or charisma. Key skills would be arcana, maybe deception and persuasion. Background options could be a sage or some far traveler. Maybe they've experienced other realms. And the combat style would be this reality bender who manifests imaginative solutions and dream-based attacks. I like the character hook of believing that the real world is too limiting, and then the character is seeking to inject more wonder and inspiration into the world. So this lineup shows 3 distinct aspects of the INFP nature. The first one is deep empathy, this one-on-one deep connection with one other person, likely from the soul tender. Also, the emotional transformation aspect from the Pain Artisan, this desire to explore deep, dark emotions and in the right state to convert those into more positive ones. And then boundless imagination, which is something that would be highlighted within the Dreamwalker. So here's how to make it all work. Let's address some common pitfalls in playing these INFP-inspired characters. The passive healer trap. Falling into purely reactive healing is not something that's going to be a lot of fun because you're always just waiting for something else to happen. So use Soul Tender's life bond proactively, like set up defensive formations before combat. You are their pocket healer, you're protecting them. So make sure that you kind of get into those situations and you encourage them to do that. Maybe they're thinking like, my shields aren't just protection. They're a promise that we're in this together. It's a bit cheesy, but it could be fun. The brooding artist cliche. This is when you get stuck in melancholy without purpose. The character's always just moping around. So the solution to that would be to channel pain into this transformative nature, into a tactical advantage. So looking for ways that the enemy has hurt your allies or they're debuffing them, and then using that in a way that is buffing your team. Gonna have to play with your imagination on it, but you could think of them as being like, well, you call this pain? Watch me turn it into power. And then the last one would be a disconnected dreamer. This is getting lost in possibilities without taking action. So because the Dreamwalker's focus is on using imagination, it's helpful if you like to play with ideas quickly and you get some idea and you just kind of run with it instead of deliberating over it too much. The Dreamwalker should use imagination tactically, not just creatively, and don't overthink it. Like throw a magic monkey wrench into the works and see what happens. Dreams aren't escapes. They're blueprints for reality. I was playing a character once who was kind of a bard-like character, and my allies did some stuff that I really personally did not agree with. I'm not even going to talk about it here. It was not cool. And so I had my character take a step out. He had a magical alien pick, and he was playing it and kind of just strumming and reflecting over who he is and how he's related to them and what he wants within the situation. And then he came out buffed and was able to engage better in the combat and support his allies to the degree that he wanted to. Power up tip, your INFP authenticity is your secret weapon. When you fully embrace your character's unique perspective, your party gets more than just another damage dealer or another healer. They get someone who can rewrite the rules of playing that type of character. You can spice things up a bit because you're basing it off a personality type that kind of feels real, but then you're adding these fantastical elements to it. Some key campaign integration tips would be to build relationships through meaningful one-on-one conversations with NPCs and with allies. You're going to have to take some actual like role-playing, dialoguing time to make this character work. And look for ways and opportunities to resolve conflict in unexpected or non-violent ways. Use your emotional intelligence to predict and prevent party conflicts and making sure that everybody's working together on the same page. And again, remember that these aren't just character concepts. They're different ways to transform INFP personality type aspects into powerful gameplay mechanics. Whether you're sharing the burden as a soul tender, or transmuting pain as a pain artisan, or bending reality as a dreamwalker, you're bringing something unique to your party. And speaking directly to INFPs right now, know that your emotional depth isn't a weakness. It's a different kind of strength. And we can use it to change not just battles, but like entire campaigns. We can change the world once we start to lean into our strengths. And for any personality type as well, once you know your strengths and you start playing to those, you're like playing your character class better instead of trying to be some other character class. And I'm curious which of these archetypes resonates with you. Drop a comment down below with your favorite or share your own unique INFP character concept. And if you want a deeper dive into the INFP personality type, you can check out this video over here. Good luck, have fun. Peace.